Hey guys, so this is I guess just a little walk around on how to install a relay switch for your headlight. This is a specific application for an HID. Basically, whenever you turn the ignition key on, your headlight will come on, and then when you press the starter button, it'll shut the light off until you release the starter button, then your light will come on again. And that cycling of the ballast will cause it to burn out in a lot quicker than it would normally. So rather than replace ballasts every once in a while, I'm going to try something I haven't seen done before, but we'll give it a shot and add a relay switch. Yeah, this is a North American bike, Canadian specifically, so the headlight switch basically has low and high. There's no kind of intermediate, or there's no off. So I know some places have that as an option. That's not us. So one option that we do have is you could order just the switch in for the Euro spec one, which would have the off switch. But I'm going to try it this way. We'll see. Basically, the first step is going to be to take off all the fairings, which you can see I'm pretty much all stripped down already. They're all stored over there for the winter. And next will be actually to take everything off. Basically the front and everything has to come off as well. So we'll do that, and then this is what we'll be installing, is this relay. So this is a 12 amp 40-30 amp relay. So basically how it works is, I don't know if you can see on the numbers there, I'll post a picture of it. You have one circuit, 86 and 85, which is the signal circuit, so that's what kind of your input, I guess you would, the switching circuit. And then there's the top one here, which is 30, 87, and 87A, and that's going to be our switching circuit. So that's going to be what, our main load circuit. So that'll be what the headlight's actually attached to. The bottom one will be our switch. Sorry, I forgot to mention that this particular relay is what's called a 5-pin relay. I'll let you guess why. Basically, this is one that you could switch between two different circuits. So one's kind of always open, one's always closed. You could get what's called an NC relay, so normally closed. That'll work, but this kind of is both a normally open and a normally closed. It's just two different circuits. One of them's rated 30 amps, one of them's rated at 40 amps. But we're not dealing with those kind of currents here, so it's not a big deal. That's the relay. It also came with this, I paid another $1 more in it for the one that came with the pigtails here, so it's actually got a plug and then all your pigtails. It just makes it easier if eventually you want to, if your relay ever dies for whatever reason, you can swap it out. It comes with 5 wires. We will only be using 4 though, so one of them, and I have yet to figure out which one, can come out. Alright, so first step will be off with these. Okay, so what I've done so far is wire the relay in just to the switching circuit. So from the relay, one of the wires from the switching circuit goes basically to the spade connector, or the whatever you want to call it, in the green plug here. So that basically comes, the loom, the power comes from the fuse box down through the white wire into the relay, hits the switch, it comes back through this black one, and the black one goes into this loom, which eventually goes up to your light, so your light turns on. Still the same as it did before, just a little dimmer. So next is to wire these two into the light for the switch or the load circuit. So for an H4 bulb, you might be able to see it there, kind of the end of it. Got an H4 bulb here to show you. So when you're looking at it like this, you've got three prongs. The left one, when you're looking at the plug, is always the common, so the ground. The top one is low beam, and the right one is the high beam. So basically when your low beam's on, there's basically current flowing through these two terminals. This one doesn't have any, and when you have your high beams on, it's power to these two terminals, but not that one. So it's pretty simple. Basically for this mod, I'm going to be switching off this terminal. You could do it on the common as well, so you're switching ground. That would have the effect, same effect, your light still wouldn't turn on when you try to start your bike, but your high beam or low beam won't work. So if I'm only switching off this one, as long as your high beam switch is off, the light will stay off. But if your high beam switch is on, if you want it to be, if you're parked at the side of the road with your bike off, or for whatever reason you need some maybe a reading light while you're out riding, yeah, you can still have those two connected and it'll work. So I'll start doing some cutty here, and I'll show you where we get. Okay, so here we are. So I'm wired up to the car. My cell phone's out of battery, so it won't let me use the camera. So I'm also wired up to a charger because I want to get this done and check if it works. So I have not checked this out yet, so what you're going to see here is if it works. So key in. Here's a moment of truth. So there, you'll actually see no light. Awesome. So oil light's on, so that means the circuit should be open, cutting off the light. Now if I turn the high beam on, it's on. Just takes us, this charger thing fell. There you go. Just takes a second to warm up because it's got to warm up the ballast. Alright, so we're in neutral, some choke on, so low beam on, no light. There we go. How neat is that? Basically all you need to do this is that relay. You know, a little bit of soldering skills definitely helps, but you know, it's pretty easy. I guess really you only have to cut, you know, one, maybe two of the factory wires, which, you know, a lot of people might not like, but it's not bad. It's not like the bike's never going to work again. You know, if you understand anything about auto electrics, it's pretty basic. If you can, you know, screw in a light bulb, you can, you know, do a job like this, because it really isn't that much harder. Yeah, so, you know, any questions, comments, concerns, queries, anything that you have about this little mod, please let me know. So yeah, I think that's a pretty cool thing, you know. It should save the battery life, or not the battery life, but the ballast life quite a bit. So if anything changes, if it stops working, or if I find it, has some other sort of problems, I'll definitely keep you guys posted. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll get more of this soon.